What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, so you know we're doing some worthy reads today where I share with you just books that I read or have read along my spiritual journey, and in hopes that it inspires you or you get some inspiration or some direction, because some of us, we know what we want. Like, I'm still often in positions where, like, I know where I want to be and what I want to accomplish, but I don't know where to start. In fact, I was just having a conversation like that with someone earlier this week where, she's so talented and she wants to do something, but she just doesn't know where to start. Guess what? Just start. All you have to do is just start. Okay? I'm focusing this week on just, I guess, inspiring us all to just live more. So each of my segments today, whether it's embracing expansion, spirituality, worthy reads, or random advice, is going to be along those lines, or giving you advice or ideas. Okay? Now, today's worthy read, guys, when I read it, it was not that big. Is the Celestine Prophecy, and it is by James Redfield. So this, I actually ended up getting this is not the original size or copy that I read. Like, it's the same copy, but it actually contains two of them. So this one is the Celestine Prophecy and the 10th Insight. So I have to reread this book so that it flows naturally into the 10th Insight for me. However, like I always say, I summarized this when I first read it. Let me see if I actually wrote a date when I read it, guys. Oh my gosh, I didn't write a date, but it was actually in 2015. I did find it, and we're like in 2024. Dude, that was a long time ago. I just call you guys dude. I'm so sorry. Sometimes words come out of my mouth and I don't know where they come from, but anyway. So I did summarize this book, and it doesn't have a summary on the back here, but it does have a photo of the author. So it does have a photo of James Redfield in the back. Okay, let me see if okay, so I did find something that I could read here for you guys. Oh wow, there are some. Okay, let me just read what I see. When James Redfield wrote the Celestine Prophecy and the 10th Insight, he crystallized a new spiritual vision for millions of people around the world. Now at last, in a special edition, all 10 insights of the Celestine Prophecy are together in one volume. So remember when I told you when I first read it, it did not include the 10th insight. So it was the first through the 9th insight. He has since then written other books. So I'm going to show you a few of them that I haven't read yet. So this goes on to, I think, there are 3 others that I haven't read. So this is, I read from the 1st to the 9th, so the first copy, the Celestine Prophecy. I have not read the 10th Insight, which is like the second half of this book. And then there is the 11th Insight. And then there's the 12th Insight. This is so exciting for me, you have no idea. And then there's Celestine Vision. So this book is basically, once you're done reading up to the 12th Insight, this is like your new lease on life. Now, I know I said your new lease on life. Let me tell you why I say that. So this book, guys, as I'm going through the books that I've read, I realized that this book was actually the first book I read. I've read so many books, but this one was the first one. Okay, it wasn't the first one that I read, but it was the first one, the book that began my consistency. So I did read a book. The very first self-help book I read was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm not sure who it's by, but I know it was the first self-help book I read, and it was in about 2000 and maybe, I don't even know. I'm not sure. 2012 or something like that. No, 11 or 10, one of those. Yeah, so this book breaks down awareness for you. It guides you, explains to you, kind of coaches you into awareness. This is what the Celestine Prophecy does. So I do have my summary that I am going to share with you. This book is like 10 years old. I'm so proud. So I always buy these little notebooks, and this one says think happy, be happy. So this one, aw, I bought it at Marshall's. Okay, so the first insight of the Celestine prophecy is, I summarized it into those words. I'm just going to read about 3 of them for you. I'm not going to read the entire thing because that's like giving the entire book away. Although it is actually written in the format of a story, like a novel, where a young man, if I remember correctly, he's urged to travel to another country in search of a script or a book or something that was written, some knowledge that was written, which is the Celestine prophecy, right? And he encounters various persons, some who help him along the way, some who try to deter him along the way. All right. And in the first insight, my summary of it is, when we take coincidences seriously, they make us feel something more, something spiritual operating in everything we do. In other words, everything happens with reason. So the first insight is making us aware that nothing is coincidence, that every single happening in our life has a purpose, right? So everything that occurs has a purpose. And so we needn't overlook anything. You know, I remember, I'll give you an example. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen and then something spills. And that's me right now. Before I would get really upset. I was actually just telling my partner that yesterday. I would get so mad at myself, even like, why? I would even call myself stupid or silly. And I'm like, I would get so mad. And now when it happens, I don't know where it came from. I know where it came from. It comes from spiritual awareness and openness and understanding and a desire to serve yourself better through your thoughts, feelings, and actions, the ones that you choose. So when it happens now, I find myself in the place of, I may not know what I was being protected from or why this happened, but it's happened. And if I become angry, it doesn't change a thing. I still have to clean it up. So I would go, oh, it's Fifi, oh, let's go clean it up. That's how I would talk to myself. Literally, that's how I handle things. Or when I'm driving and someone's really slow ahead of me, I think I told you guys that maybe last week or the week before, I would get really pissed. But now I'm like, they're probably protecting me from something along the way. Or maybe, I don't need to rush. Or just a gentle reminder that you don't need to rush. You're off today. Why are you even rushing? Just take it all in. Take in the people, the other vehicles, the sky. Take in the weather. Like, take everything in on your journey. Stop worrying about the destination. Embrace the journey of you getting from point A to point B. So this is what I can actually say in reading this that I am actually, living the first insight, y'all. I'm just going to read the second insight. It institutes our awareness as something real. We can see that we have been preoccupied with material survival, with focusing on controlling our situation in the universe for security, and we know our openness now represents a kind of waking up to what is really going on. So this really familiarizes us, the second insight, with the more that is going on, that it's not just physical, that we are more than just physical, that we are spiritual beings who chose to embark on a physical journey to further contribute to the universal subconscious mind, or universal expansion, right? Or expansion, so the expansion of the conscious mind and the universal subconscious mind, right? So this is what it does. So it kind of takes you step by step, but in a beautiful way, guys, because you're reading an entertaining story where a man is, you can visualize what he sees, the words, the adjectives, they just make you see exactly where he is and feel the feelings of the emotions of what he's experiencing, and because you're able to do that, you are awakening yourself. So this is a book that I have to read again. I have to probably read all these books again, because we read it the first time, and then if you're not completely aware, then you might overlook some things. But when you read it again, you understand it better, or you are actually able to apply it better, or it makes you aware of your progress. So either way, it's always good to read the books that you've read over. I want to say before I end this segment that because I haven't read thousands of books, we're gonna do one more book on this segment that I'm gonna recommend to you, and I'm gonna wait until I've finished the 2 books that I'm currently reading. I have a bunch of books to read, guys, including what I just showed you from James Redfield. I have to read the 11th, 12th, and the Celestine Vision. So I have 3 of these books, and I have about 3, 6, 8, like 12 other books to read. and I'm just all of them spiritual, all of them just inspiring, that I'm going to share with you. So this series is going to be limited on worthy reads, and then we're going to come back whenever, maybe in the new year when I finish reading my other books, to continue on that journey. But by then I'll also have started new books. I'm also considering, like, let me know if that's a good idea. I'm also considering to keep it going, that I should just read my books to you. You know, read to you, so you don't have to get the task of buying it. So instead of like having you guys go and look out for the books, we'll read it together and I'll expand on it with you. Yeah, and I may even use that as a, you know, a way of rereading my books. So yeah, I want to thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget, this book is what we spoke about today, the Celestine, guys, the Celestine prophecy. Don't mind this, it's just because the name right now is just because it has two. So if you look closely, it says the Celestine prophecy and the 10th inside. Okay, you can get it on eBay or Amazon. I am definitely going to put the link in the description, like I always do. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your week. Mwah.